This year, Kingston, Jamaica wasn't just the heartbeat of the Caribbean. It was the epicenter of the global music business as the Island Music Conference 2025 took over the capital with a week-long celebration of culture, creativity, and community. But the Island Music Conference wasn't just panels and presentations. It was a full cultural immersion. My personal journey started when my driver Orlando greeted me with a warm Jamaican smile and took me to the S Hotel in Kingston, a modern minimalist retreat with Roman tubs, blackout blinds, and a rooftop view that melted stress right on site. The hospitality at the S Hotel was unmatched. It literally was my home away from home. I enjoyed the beautiful sunsets and the beautiful sunrises. It was very, very intimate. Not a lot of people there, so it kind of felt like I was alone many times. The drinks were perfect, and everything was irie, if you know what I mean. I also used the wonderful rooftop retreat as my personal office and my home away from home. So it was the perfect place to plug in, get some work done, read a book, and also catch some sun while everybody was freezing back in New York City. Now, hands down, one of my favorite things about the S Hotel in Kingston was the food. This lobster thermidor was my go-to. When I tell you the sauce, the bite, that sweet yam on the side, I could eat this every day with that butter garlic sauce. Shouts out to the chef out there because you did your big one for real. The Chairman's welcome dinner was all about the energy, the performances, and the food. Amani Bo, Amanya, Yoxta, and Dwayne Stevenson gave some amazing performances, while Shaggy, who's always so funny, entertained us. And it was hosted by Talia Soares, who was just really cool, and everybody was just so friendly. I really enjoyed the Jamaican energy out there. And of course, the drinks. The drinks were delicious. One thing I really enjoyed about the conference was it gave us an opportunity to all come together and just talk about Jamaican music and artists and new talent. And I really got exposed to a lot of new artists. Yoxta has to be one of my favorite. Such a really, really cool guy. Check out my interview so you can hear what he had to say about reggae music. I really enjoyed hanging out at the Chairman's dinner. It was just a lovely sight. Everyone was so warm. And of course, I could not leave without sitting down with the legend himself, Shaggy. When asked about the future of Jamaican music, he said, "We've had stars shift culture before, and I believe we'll have that again. We're not short on talent. We just need the world to stop and take notice." I really love talking to Shaggy. He kept it so real the whole week. The information that he shared with a lot of the emerging artists are things that will carry them through their entire career. Of course, one of my favorite things about Jamaica was the cuisine. Oh my gosh, that fish and that sauce. They also had some yummy lamb chops. Everywhere I went, they just fed me so good, and I really enjoyed it. So back at the S Hotel, those are my biggie crocs. I went to the rooftop, and I had some alone time. It was really, really, really relaxing. Before we got to the real work the next day, which is going back to the panels and learning more about just all the different industry people that came through to teach a lot of the artists the moves and the strategies of the business. Some of the standout panels were contracts, copyrights, and royalties brought together heavyweights like IP attorney Roderick Gordon. I think there was Lily Claire Bellamy and host Evan Mullings of Jams. They just broke down the foundations of protecting your work in the industry. Also, I like what makes a hit song. I loved hearing Stacey Barth, Bisla Ozikoya, and Captain Colin Hines. They really dove into melody, rhythm, and the magic of connecting with the audience. And I really love that. They had my hotel directly across the street from the panels. As you see, I took a short little walk. Here I am going right across the street to the gas station. They always had everything I needed. And I never went by myself. Orlando was always with me. He always made me feel safe. And he was my camera guy, so that worked out really good. We're at the Island Music Conference, and I'm here to do a bunch of interviews. I got my man Orlando with me, and now we're going on a fun trip, right?
All right, that's it.
It's fun for me. They're not going to hit me here because they're a little bit crazy out there.
Let's do this. I understand what you say about the friendship. But if you look on Beanie Man and Bounty Killer today, them are the best friend them see we and they do the thing and them are the most treacherous war.
I would say they're cordial. We're not going as far as best friend today.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah, me agree, but them talk very well and them introduce themselves very well to different things and them.
Yeah.
So, Shabba.
Emily, the point you're making is one about casualties in a clash.
Yes.
We have had clashes at the level of matey wars when the matey song them come on. We have had clashes at the level of DJs. We have had clashes at the level of the selectors, and of course the entire apparatus called the sound system. Casualties at all levels, including man I get kicked down and
but let me call it war, you know, and there's physical war and there's the war with the mic and the sound system man, so they don't talk to the one another because they're the same.
True as anything.
We talk to all of our friends. Some of them are friends and some of them is not friends. So what is again the Jamaican culture of how we say and do things. And the people learn it from the system and the ghetto. Or the West was what? Or the thing.
Wild West. The Wild West.
Huh?
The Wild West.
Yeah. So
but let me
I think you're thinking about craft committees?
No, not the craft committee, like listening. I'm a part of
Screening committee?
listen to the song and pick which song we think that should be considered. The word sorry, this is what happened when you're in Jamaica. You start forgetting things, and you know why. I'm not gonna say why, but
it's legal. You can say why.
Yeah, but it's you get to listen to all the song and pick which one you think, because in every song, every artist got a chance and a chapter. It's not a joke. I just wanted to say that.
That's great.
I just don't want to speak up.
So when we get to the voting is member academy-wide, all members.
But I'm saying in my genre, when I did it, I didn't see it move the needle as far as like how you were saying was concert tickets and sales and stuff like that. I didn't really see that. What it did do for me is I feel as an artist, I felt like I was in a conversation. I could now say, hey, I won such and such and such. And it's just like them give me a thing that I did, which is a doctorate. I mean, not a doctorate, but I got a doctorate, an honorary doctorate from Brown University, which is a very prestigious thing.
yeah.
So when I say to you, when I say in the conversation, all right, just like you get the CD and you get some extra little letter on the back of your name, and we can say a Grammy in the conversation to like, oh, he's a Grammy winner, he's this and he's that. Yeah, it's real good for the resume, but I don't physically see it do anything for the career personally. It might have, because Cherry said it did for him. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying it probably for in a different genre, like maybe in hip hop, because hip hop is a bigger genre than dancehall and reggae. I know I struggle as a dancehall artist to get on festivals because they look and says, well, how does he fit in? Like I did a bunch of festivals the other day that were you remember they do fair? What do you call them? State fairs? State fairs are like massive and they're paid for. I mean, they're earmarked within the state, right? And they don't. You get those. You know, there's no reggae artists that do them. It doesn't. You know, I might be in Wyoming or one of these places, and I'm in front of and I'm playing for 30,000 people, and they sing every line to my joints, and the lady comes to me and says, "Oh my God, you did so well out here. I'm in charge of about 35 of these, and I've never seen you on here." And I'm like, well, and you're perfect because they know all your songs. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, how does, And I'm saying, like, yeah. But when you go to the booking agent and it's like, yo, we're gonna put in a state fair, it's like, yeah, you dance all right, we can't be, they don't book that. You know what I'm saying? So the title actually hinders you. Like, if you ever promoted a record that said, oh, reggae music, oh, we could only put it out. They used to have that in the record company. You could only do it in summer. I'm like, what do you mean? So my record can't play in the winter? No, it's reggae. It's summer. That was a real conversation that happened at record companies every single time. I mean, and I'm like, I was determined to break that. I was like, nah, it's December, it wasn't me, it's kicking, so you know what I mean? It's like, you gotta break those barriers down, because these are real conversations that happen on the touring side, on this. So there's a lot of, it's a piece of cement bag on the carry, when artists carry, when you're reggae and dancehall out there at times. Because we have to break this down and say, okay, what Sean has done is amazing. What I've done is, I mean, people just little time chip away at it to change the narrative and change the whole thing, because it becomes a little bit hard. It is hard out there to actually do it. We're not on the same playing field. That's why I said when I want to come at an interview, if it's 8 o'clock, I'm being there at 5. Yeah. The hip hop guy could turn up at 10, they're still gonna interview him. Mm-hmm. We as dancehall and reggae don't have that privilege. So we have to work 10 times harder than the average person, the music 10 times better than the average person, right? And get 10 times less sleep with 10 times less budget to just level the playing field. That is what it calls for, and it's unfortunate that I have to say it, but that is what it is, because again, we're less than 2% of the global market share, so to stand up in this. And this is not to deter you, you know what I mean, from doing it. Times have changed, things are easier. People know what the genre is. When I started in 1993, nobody knew what dancehall is. No radio stations was playing it. It just was not adding it. It just didn't, you know, that conversation, well, we're gonna play this is reggae. I don't understand this. Oh, but he's got that little, it's got Marvin Gaye on it. Well, we play Marvin Gaye, they like it. That bombastic stuff, yeah, oh yeah. It's really big in the clubs. Yeah, well, you know, we had to do the Marvin Gaye mix that we did on Bombastic. We had to do it because radio would pick it up. The clubs was kicking with it on that original reggae beat, but we had to do the remix to get on. It's like, oh yeah, we play our Marvin Gaye all the time. It's great, you know. Let's get it on. Fine. You put it in there and it works. So sometimes you have to have them little tricks that really get to you.
Outside of the panels, the sounds of the city tour took us through Kingston's musical memory lane. We stopped by Rockers International, stood where Bob Marley began his legacy, and soaked in the spirit of a city where music isn't made, it's lived. This had to be one of my favorite parts of the trip. I love seeing all the beautiful artwork, and our tour guide was amazing as he knew so much about the history of Jamaica and just different stories about the artists. It was really and truly fascinating. I highly suggest taking this tour, especially if you want to know a little bit more about reggae, dancehall, and the music of Jamaica.
S90 scam. At the beginning of S90 scam, there are some persons talking. It was Lego that was talking on the song, yes. And there's the door, green, gold, and red, sound and pressure, that's Lego. This is a studio. He's still there, but I don't think he's here today. Alright? This is over 11,000 records that he has produced. He has the most because Bodley is the only record. His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie is the garden for Rastafari. Right? And so he's also painted on the wall, and Marcus Garvey, Jamaica's first national hero, is considered the prophet of Rastafari. That's one of the sons of BK. Zambo.
Oh, this?
Yeah. Music. It's the very first form of where different artists, everybody, the drummer, the guitar, the rooftop box, everything came together as a group, as a band. This is where the band of music started.
It's interesting how it's evolved as you kind of go down. And then you had ska, and then you had rocksteady.
Rocksteady, but between here, this should have been here, this down here. Because rocksteady, it is the organ shuffle that came into rocksteady that created reggae. And it is out of reggae that King Tubby, gave the world new years to listen to dub music.
Just, I'm reading an interview about King Tubby yesterday, like in a magazine that I brought over from the UK, like Mojo magazine. And they were talking about how he was, like the
Right? And so dancehall is under the same. Livingston, Peter McIntosh, Bob Marley. Bunny Wailer's father married to Bob Marley's mother. I don't know if you knew that.
Sorry?
Bunny Wailer's father married to Bob Marley's mother.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hence the way and the Wailers.
So both of them grew up as brothers. They were half brothers. Right? Brother-in-laws. He's the shortest of the group. Bob Marley's a little bit taller than him, but Bunny was 6 feet. Peter was 6 feet something. 6 feet 2, 6 feet 3, thereabout. This is different. This mural right here is called Jamaica is not a real place.
Oh yeah. I love that.
Yeah, this one is saying Jamaica is not a real place. It has a lot of animated stones. That's all we have. Greg Isaac is a cool ruler. Because this is the man that will stand on the stage for 1 hour singing all his songs and don't move. Yeah, he's not all over, he's at one place all the time doing his songs.
I've never got anyone, singers or performers, they could just kind of stand still with the mic there and not move. I couldn't do it.
But and his music are really good. Right? Night Nurse and Mr. Brown and all of that. So he did a lot of songs. He also started his own music label and studio on Chancery Lane. That's about just where you would have a studio called Studio 17. That would have been the Randy's record. That Randy's record became VP Records.
Oh.
Yeah, Vincent and Pat Chin. That's VP Records. And the Idler's Rest right on Chancery Lane, it is still there today. And the old studio is still upstairs with all of the vinyls and
Are we going to go there?
No, we're not. We're going to pass there, but we're going to go to Rappers, where you see the vinyls. We get to play and see. Now, this is about Sister Nancy, queen of the dancehall.
I know her.
She's the first female DJ. She walked out, she was a nurse. She was studying to be a nurse. And she left that job.
Can I take a photo of it?
Yeah, man. Feel free to do. She stopped doing nursing and went into the dancehall. And years after, she did a music called Bam Bam. And that music went on to come at it, but nobody was following it up. And they started to use the song and walk good. And if you note carefully, there is a mask with the flowers on the.
So that was 2020.
2020, yes.
Did y'all wear a mask down here?
Yes, we did.
Good.
One in the museum.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is where, this here, this is a reggae museum. It's the only one we have. Where is it?
Then, after an amazing tour, we stopped over at F&B Downtown, which I could tell was a favorite of the locals, where I enjoyed brown stewed fish, so delicious, with a wonderful salad that had so many vegetables in it. Then we got into our ride and we headed over to Bob Marley's house. very, very enlightening. I didn't expect to learn so much about Bob Marley and to just see where he lived, where he raised his children at, where he spent most of his time. And it was really, really beautiful. And we also got to see where he was shot at. So we're at Bob Marley's house, and this is his kitchen where he got shot at, right here. So they came up and ran up in his house and shot him and his wife and his manager. Crazy. Okay. Not sure. Okay, we're going here. He got a nice house. Of course, after the tour, I went back to the S Hotel to enjoy some brown stewed fish, some festival provisions, and callaloo, because what am I in Jamaica for if I'm not going to eat? Then I went back to the panels to see what was going on, and I caught a really cool end of one of the panels. They had a Q&A, and it was always cool to see people ask questions, what they were interested about. Here I am walking through the panel. This is what I would do every day. Hi. They always had ginger tea for me there. You know, Jamaica's got some good tea.
No, in the record business, especially now where it's all hype. The key is about the catalog, all right? It's really about the catalog, and that's why publishing is so important, all right? Because once again, I share. You know, digital has been bad and it has been very good. About 3 years ago, we're tracking one of our artists, and we noticed a spike. You know, it jumped from like 10,000 streams a day to 1 million streams a week. And I'm like, what? Is this real? And the first thing you look is at YouTube. Are they buying views or they buying what? And you watch it for 2 weeks, right? And they're like, wait a minute now. It's up there. It's real. Because it's Spotify and Apple. And we track it, and it was coming from Germany. I'm like, wow. Right? And you have to watch it over time to make sure that it's real. People aren't messing with the numbers. That song was 10 years old. 10 years old. Just remember that. That's where Prophet published, you know. As it turned out, it wasn't a VP song. So.
Plant a acre in Jamaica, smoke the best in Mara brown paper. When the ganja lighter them there, make go burn down in a hey, what go on? I said me split for lights, split. So do not fight it. This is my partner, this is my night will. Say Babylon them should have never won. That's what when you want me just a little try like it. Any Richie Spice fans inside the house? When I say Richie, you say Spice. Richie? Yeah, say them never know Richie Spice. Roll my split for them, I got to roll another one. These my Chinese murder fire from the Vatican. Can't believe they call the marijuana. Listen. And never overstand. Specs, let me. We do not talk about drugs in the music industry. We want to stop call marijuana name here. Because marijuana is not a drug. I said me split for life, split. That's sure that no man. Oh, hey, make some nice respects all the way from Canada. If I thought, you know, because you know over there cold. You know, see, hey, if you want me to sing a new tune, say new. Alright, cheers. This a make it not thinking. Light up your weed, me say make it sinking. Third eye up, me say no blinking. God put the most I me have to link him. All praises to the king. Here? Now listen what Bob Marley said. Bob Marley said, life is riches. When your soul gone, it no finish. Just lay upon earth for a visit. 10,000 years for the Lord is a minute. So me know say, time of the master. Can't stop it like natural disaster. Them a try be the weather forecaster. C-I-A-A-I in a thinking. Ready? was a selector before, like DJ Delano right here. Where is he from now on? Miss ready now. Everything rebel now. From a band man, a real rebel, yo. Set the trend, good and never settle. If you believe in yourself, let me see the anthem. Miss ready now. 5 plus 7 now. 12 tribes are that me now let you go. Anytime we go anywhere in the world, you know we do the thing on Jamaican, right? Pepper, anytime you pass you.
Big up my virgin. See, original with 6 razor blade vice. Larger Max Glazer, the original. He did a great panel today. You know what I'm saying? Very informative. I was glued to it. Yeah, give him a clap, give him a clap. Yeah. You can come down here anytime because the next, you know, Trump ain't taking your visa. You good. Yeah, you know what I mean? Come on, icon.
Yeah, come on.
What happened? Oh, all right, the one that said 5609JX. See, this is one of the box, Toyota box them. The tow truck outside. If you don't move the car, you walk while you're out tonight by yourself. What you say, Sharon?
Sharon, is it your car?
Right? If you don't move the car, you're going home. So make sure you're wearing comfortable shoes. 5609JX.
And you're creating formal cash from an informal sector. Macrolending is better, right? That's what it sounds like.
I was only asking because it's always like, to me, it's not your concern, right? I think a lot of the problem with the music business is people be concerned about stuff that doesn't matter. It's like, how much does Beyonce make for her pay her publicists? Bro, you ain't Beyonce. Like, no, I'm not being funny. What I'm telling you guys is that the mistake I see a lot of artists making is they're focusing on the big bucks rather than focusing on being who they gotta be. I mean, if you putting out a record, you got your own balance sheet. If you spent $100, you made 108, even though you are $8 in the black, right? Rather than if you made 92, you $8 in the hole. So a lot of the times, you know, like I didn't want to even care about what the label did business until I was in the business. It was like, I'm trying to learn how to be in this mug first before I start worrying about how it works. Cause it be so many people that know how the game work, ain't making no money. That's the problem. You should, instead of worrying about the game, worry about your role within the game and how you gonna win.
The second leg of my journey brought me to Ocho Rios, and when I tell you this was, it only got better. Oh my goodness, it was so beautiful in Ocho Rios. We had a ball. I mean, we checked into the breathtaking Jamaica Inn, and I actually stayed in the Winston Churchill suite where he stayed. And it was a beautiful, expansive, private haven with its own pool. It had beachfront access and a tub that opened to the ocean views. There's like no way to describe it. Just take a look at this room. I mean, it just kept getting better and better. The bed was so comfortable. It was so private. Had my own butler, cute vanity set. The views were amazing, and it just kept getting better and better and better. This is my private section? Get out. With a refrigerator outside? Nah, chill. Y'all snapped it. Private pool? Stop playing. Oh my gosh, I love it. Yo, y'all snapped. Okay, right next to the ocean. I have a walkway into the ocean. All right, time for me to relax and enjoy Jamaica. Thank you so much. What was your name? Javoy. Javoy. Thank you, Javoy. I love it. I am going to enjoy it. I'm not going anywhere. Thank you. Oh, wow. I love this. Which way is the bathroom? Oh, that's the closet? Yes. Thank you, Javoy. Yes. What is that? Oh, for mosquito.
Yeah, they choose to come out sometimes.
Oh, they do? Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. I love it. It's gorgeous. As you can tell, I was genuinely surprised and excited, and there was even more. I had no idea. I decided to explore the grounds, and I find this private walkway, and I continue walking all the way up to the top, which is cool because it's private, so it's a perfect place to work out in the morning. They have a hammock and 2 seats where you can stargaze, which you know I love because I'm a hopeless romantic. And then here, which was my favorite part, was a private tanning area where the sun just beamed right down on you and you see the most beautiful sunset. I loved it, and I must tell you, I made this my own private nude beach. That's where everyone else is. And this is where I am. So cool. I love having my own little space. Oh, spoil me. Thank you. Well, that was delicious. Oh, I feel like a princess. Princesa! That lady said she had a cookie for me, right? What she had? Princesa! Jamaica Inn, got it. Yes, Jamaica Inn. Yes, Winston Churchill Suite. That night, I had the chance to attend a VIP concert featuring Gramps Morgan, Luciano, and Barrington Levy. And when I tell you, it was so good. All of them killed it, but Gramps really brought me to tears, especially when he brought out his son and talked about stepping away from the Grammys to focus on his family. Really, really cool quote. Check out my article. This bed, I had to tell myself, do not lay down, because if I laid down, I knew I would not make the concert. But I got dressed, put on my cute, tight little outfit, and I got ready to enjoy the party. And guess what? There was more food when we got there. When I say VIP in Jamaica, VIP in Jamaica. Oh, this was the best part. They had cookies for me right by my bedside. It was so amazing. Chocolate chip cookies.
But when the going gets, the top gets craggy, would never give up my pride. And even though I'm broken up inside, never give up my pride. And even though they try to push me aside, never give up my pride. And even though sometimes my work outside, never give up my pride.
Make some nice from Morgan Heritage for Life. Sing Heritage for Life. And if them look for me, I want to tell a quick story. Time is running. Did you guys enjoy Luciano?
I told my baby not to wake me, not even for a cup of tea. Wow, wow, oh, well. Who could it be now? Who could it be now? Who could it be now? Knocking on the restaurant door. And who could it be now? Who could it be now? Who could it be now? Knocking on the restaurant door. I got to give myself away and finally up He couldn't be my baby. I told her not to wake me. That's even for
you want to disappear, but you when a bad man now we don't just miss the law. I'm gonna shut your face off.
In the morning, we actually got up for an early start to get ready for a wonderful day, which I didn't know they had so many surprises ready for me. But interesting enough, I told them that I always wanted to go ziplining, and guess what? They planned a day for us to go ziplining and also on a catamaran ride. But you know me, first I had to hang out a little bit at the room. So as we got into our ride, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful scenic ride there. I enjoyed talking to Orlando and Christopher. They always made sure that we were just comfortable and having a really good time. And of course, I was always eating. Thanks, Christopher. You know, I love food. But anyway, I really enjoyed driving through Ocho Rios. I think it has such beautiful sights. One of my favorite parts was seeing the jewel of Jamaica, Dunn's River Falls. It was so cool to take a catamaran ride all the way to Dunn's River, where we actually hiked. We hiked, it was like a huge, it felt like a mountain, but we actually hiked the waterfall. It was so beautiful. There we are on the boat. The boat was really, really fun, and I enjoyed that. I met some cool people, and I tell you, the MC, the DJ were hilarious.
So with Studio One, it's like. Sorry, I don't want that. So with like Studio One, pretty much anyone in reggae who's anyone would have recorded you.
They would have also recorded.
Another thing that I thought was really cool was that no matter where you went in Jamaica, you were going to find some really cool Bob Marley art. Like, it doesn't matter where you went, you were going to find some really cool painting or portraits of Bob Marley. And I thought that was really cool.
In my mind, this is like me. It may come across wrong, but that in my mind, that's me. I'm Nanny of the Maroons. I motivate. Female heroine. Is it? I educate, I inspire, and I create. And it may not be the way people want me to, but that's exactly what I do. Word up.
high school.
Mr. Query.
Mr. Curry.
Yeah. So I was like the curator on the Bodley Museum.
Okay.
And it was the birth. This shop was started in mid-70s by Augustus Pablo. I don't know if you're familiar with Pablo. Okay. And it passed in 1999. I'm a fact, back them time everybody that have a record shop to sell them record card. The big man them never did ever take your record. So Bob Marley have shop, Gregory Dennis, no not Dennis, Larry Carrier, all of them.
Oh, really? Well, okay. Threaten me with a good song. What we got here? Let's see. Oh, we got some yard. Some yardy.
Sting. When did it start, or let me ask, when did Sting decide as a show, or when did the promoters of Sting decide that this was going to be a clash show? Because it never really always started. It wasn't always like that.
I guess somebody started before I was there in the 80s when this thing started, and it wasn't like that physical, like 40 hardware and 3D hardware. People say different things until, Ninja Man them start taking it to a different level. So they
should care about you. They already signed you. You're already signed. You should be calling this man every day.
It's about relationships.
It's about the relationship. If you don't know the janitor at the label, you're flopping. Yeah, we can make music in the closet.
Overall, I was really, really impressed with the panels this year. I thought it was such a good amount of information for not only upcoming artists, but artists that were already broken into the industry. And I thought that Shaggy gave great advice coming from the legend status. I thought Sharon Burke nailed it as usual. And Judith and Bodley, you guys really embodied what Jamaica was during this week. And it was great because it was during Jamaican Music Month. So I thought that was an added bonus. Thank you for your hospitality, and I can't wait to be on the panels next year, hint, hint. If you guys want to come to Jamaica and you guys want to visit the Island Music Conference, make sure you go to the website, islandmusicconference.com. Check it out. You could stay at this beautiful S Hotel. Look at that amazing dining room. Look at that mural on the wall. So definitely check it out when you come here, and the Jamaican Tourist Board will hook you up. I had a great time. Jamaica, man. Oh, and I had to show you guys the lunch at the S Hotel. Get into this fried snapper with sweet yam and extra onions added on top with the butter garlic sauce because I'm greedy. So good.
A weakness. So you have to find them weakness first. You have to study them, find their weakness. After you find their weakness now, you work on that. Because there's you don't have a sound system that is untouchable. There's no untouchable sound system. Everybody have a weakness. And a super cat. And them man in them days and they just not care. Them man they have just go up on a stage and back it out.
They haven't lived in the sound system.
Yes, but the thing is, it's clash. Same way. So you're not in a venue with somebody or dip on a stage with them for clash one. Because the generation nowadays, like the younger kids and so, a lot of them now go at certain dances, If they hear a hardcore dancer go on, maybe like a jar or a jam, it's them now go on and dance. But if them ears say like, affecting a go on or certain thing a go on, I'm asking them go there. And then the selectors will down that venue, still play the song them from opposite DJ and them get the forward for them. So the class culture is still...
Tupac, in my estimation, should have been a gazillionaire because he has the passion and the spirit that push culture forward. Why is it that global South institutions like Sting and everything else don't perform and make the amount of money that the global North institutions like the DJs, and I don't want to sing down the DJ, but a lot of DJs make money, but Versus is an example of the exact formula of Sting. What prevented that from happening?
Let me answer your question why I don't clash. Right? I did many clashes in my early days starting. Right? I don't clash anymore when I start making money. Because people, you clash based on what? If I see a clash that going to carry me to a bigger bag, I'm all in. Right? If I'm seeing a clash that's not going to do anything for me, why even respond? You get what I'm saying? So also clashing is strategic in that sense. You know what I mean? So for me, if you're clashing with me, I feel it on the level. It don't make sense. My Papa Sam used to say one time when he was clashing, he said, no sprat tonight. And there's a levels to this thing. See? So if you're on the level, I eat that. You know, see? Yeah, well, I don't know man that. I don't see another man. We're there on the level. You see what I say? There's levels to this thing. Second about why Versus did it. Versus was on, they had an international platform at the time. Right? We can't blame them for them to have the idea that in the middle of COVID they came up with an idea. Right? Imagine if True Body come up with the idea there and start doing pan line with another song during COVID where at that point you had everybody's attention. It probably would have blown up too. Right? Now Versus also had Swiss Beats and Timbaland who are very connected to can make that kind of cause them to bring it to the next. After a while they kind of teamed up with Twitch. Right?
In a nutshell, Jamaica is literally one of my favorite places in the world. I mean, you can't beat the weather, the ocean, the food, the people. I really enjoyed myself. Look at this beautiful mural in the S Hotel. And the S Hotel made my stay perfect. I mean, they really tailored it to every single thing that I needed, from breakfast, lunch, and all the way to dinner. Look at that decor. The lunch was something special too, by the way. And the rooftop was just, that's where I wanted to be. The colors in the sky just danced, and it was always just a sight to see. So, of course, I had to get one last look before I left of the beautiful rooftop at the S Hotel in Kingston. Thank you so much to the Island Music Conference. Thank you to the Jamaican Tourist Board for making my trip the best trip ever. I really appreciate you guys. Until next year.